Hi guys, right, we've got the new freestyle extender arrived. I'm sure you've seen, if you follow the channel, what happened to my old one. I can show you the little bit more detail here, what actually happened. That's well, I will if I can get that out of there. That's just like the label. Come on. Yeah, that's a long thread. So what you've got is this end here. I don't know whether you can see it quite clear enough there. That is the part the net screws into, and that actually came away, and that's why I lost my net. So what I'm going to do today is show you, because I do love this. I do love this handle. It's the best thing I've ever had handle wise. It's light. It does the job. Obviously I had the problem with the end coming off, which was a real pity. But I do a couple of little mods that really work quite well on the old one. So I'm going to show you what those mods are, how simple they are, and they are worth doing. I'll explain why. Then also I'm going to do another mod to stop the same problem happening again. So we'll go through those mods, and then you'll have, if you follow that, you'll have a great handle, really will. So the first thing I'll do is unscrew the end, and that's basically the blanking plug at the end, and it screws in. If you want to get it out or clean it, you can get it out backwards. But what I like to do with this is attach a wrist strap like this. Now this I just nicked off an old torch, but you can do anything. You can make a loop out of cord, whatever you want. So then what I do is basically just drill a hole straight through the back. This is very simple. I like to go a fairly large hole because it also helps with drainage. There you go. So then you can just pop your cord through there. So once you've got that pulled through, what I'm going to do is just pop a split ring on there, because basically I've got one to hand, because I've just been making some lures. So there we go. Then pop that back on. So when you're leaning down somewhere it's long distance and you're right on the end, you've got that. So it's a great little mod, couple of minutes to do, definitely worth it. Even if you just tie a cord, tie a loop. Yeah. The other thing is, if you do the hole reasonable size, it does allow any water that's collected in there to escape when you clipped on to your bag on there or whatever. It allows any water to drop out. Talking about water, if you're using these in salt, definitely extend them out and give them a good swell off when you're finished. Otherwise they do get a bit sticky with the salt when it dries. So that's the first mod. The second mod is even simpler and very, very useful indeed. All it is a cable tie around there. So just grab a cable tie, put it round. What I normally do is pull it pretty near the size at the back there on the metal part. So just pinch it, just a couple of clicks before there. Then you can push it over the top of the clip like that. So there, you see that. So what you want to do when you're happy with your position is put a small amount of tape. It doesn't really matter what sort of tape around the back. behind the thing. This just stops it going any tighter, so that you fix the size, because if it goes any tighter, so you probably go there, you try and push it, yeah, it's gone one more click, which will be absolutely fine. Then you just want to cut that off. Okay, so once you've got that round, then just cut off the excess and trim it nicely. I would definitely recommend not using cutters, use a blade for this. You can get nice and flat then. If you use cutters, I know this from my motorsport days, on the old rally cars, if you use side cutters you'll end up with a sharp bit sticking out, so try and use a blade to cut that off. Right, so the reason we put that on there, I can show you now. So when you go into your mark or whatever, you've got your handle and your net hanging off the bag. You can push that on there and push that over, so it hangs off the bag like that. Then when if you bump into anything or you're climbing down, it doesn't get pushed off. When I had this net and handle set up before I put that on, every time you climb down something, you look back, your net be caught on something, you've lost your net, you've got to go back up because it comes off. So you put that on and it stops it coming off your bag, and it takes 1 second just like that to take it off. Definite mod that's worth doing. And then if you make it so it's just a nice tight fit on the back there, it just stays on there and doesn't come off. So that's the second mod. Definitely worth doing. We're going to drill through here just above the thread, which will give us plenty of clearance because the net goes in there. So if you take into account the amount of thread on the net, just above the thread, and you see when you wind in, it'll go to there. So you don't want to go where your bolt is going to be, or your cap head is going to be near that. So I mean, when you're going into something round, put a little flat on, makes things a lot easier. Centre punch. And we'll go through with a smaller drill first. I was going to do this on a pedestal drill, but it's nice and warm in here.
It's going through nicely. Take your time with a small drill. Maybe halfway, so need to stick out a little bit more.
I'll speed this up. When drilling holes, it's always better to go, if you want an accurate size, always to do a small step change between your first drill, and look at that, absolutely perfect. So that goes through the metal there, and it goes through the plastic, because that is glued in there, which was the problem before. So now it's going to have a pin through it. You can see there, you've got the little cap head just coming out just above the thread. We can put the nut on, spin that down. It's got a nylock on, so use a little spanner, we'll wind that down, cut off the excess. I'll do that. There's your 3 mods. Wrist strap, self-explanatory. Although this is one of the best clips on the market, I would say. It's big, it's deep, it's strong. Just having that and being able to slide it over, stop it flicking off your bag, is a great mod. The 3mm cap head, drilled, pop through there, doesn't take long to do. And we've seen what can happen if you don't do that. So hopefully that's put that to bed. 3 little mods, 10-15 minutes at the absolute most. Do it. Makes a great handle even better. Tight lines, guys.